So why am I doing this? Well, it's because it's just wrong what happens when people don't pay any attention to the needs of the locals. Instead, they're just doing their thing and they're ignoring everything else. We've been here since the spring of '76, and we moved from Francis Road just past number 2. I was working in the Vancouver school system.
So this was a K to grade 7?
K to 7.
All enrollment,
Yep.
full school?
Yes.
And then when did it close and become an adult center?
It's been about 12, 13 years since it's closed, around that. And shortly thereafter, it became an adult learning center. We fought against that. There was even a household to a family based on the fact that there was an elementary school the year that it closed.
So we're standing in a playground here, and
well, you're standing on
it's the field, but there is no furniture here.
Right. We had benches, memorial benches, and regular benches, and this entire area was playground, and it was this type of pea gravel. And they also had, they put in a whole system of bark mulch as well.
Was it operational, like
oh, yeah.
functional? There was children using it? So the only thing that's left here are the swings.
Yeah.
Do people use the swings?
Oh, absolutely. Well, there were just 2 kids on it there.
Yeah.
I was delivering flyers. We delivered flyers twice to the 3 subdivisions about this issue. And while I was out delivering flyers, a lady drove up and said, "You should go up to the school because there's a bunch of kids on where the playground used to be and wanting to play." So it was a day that the Mandarin program was in operation after school.
Yeah.
And I came out and there were over 50 kids out on the playground just playing on the rocks because the playground was gone. The question I must have heard 10 times when I handed people, whether they spoke English or not, they look at it and go, "Why? Why did they do that?" And even our videographer here, he said, "Well, why would they do that?" And you said it too. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. If so it is a community facility, literally it was a surprise to even the administration of the Adult Learning Center did not know about it. I don't care what they tell you at the Richmond School Board Grounds and Maintenance. He told me they did not know about it. But because they changed it to an adult learning center, the board no longer feels necessary to maintain it. It's because it's not parks, and it's not, parks and school board don't talk to each other, like you were saying about left hand, right hand. And if they were communicating, if the parks board would even communicate with its own grounds and maintenance department on a more political, educational needs basis, but they don't.
So are they going to put a new playground in for you? No, nothing.
Nothing. No.
Why?
The school board doesn't build playgrounds unless parents fund them, because the provincial government doesn't provide funding for that. The provincial government doesn't provide funding for auditoriums, for playgrounds, or anything like that. It's all parents. This school, I think at its full size is around 400, and I think we were running at around 220 or something like that when they closed it and made it an adult learning center. And they were looking to do that. They were looking to create, and the school board was. I mean, you don't put an adult learning center in the middle of 3 circular subdivisions. That's just crazy.
Right.
But they did.
Yeah.
And so we've been living with it. And the traffic, extra traffic, you want to leave at 11:45, good luck. And there's I was mentioning, there is a facility, a long-term facilities plan ongoing. We're about a year into it. And they will identify the schools that could be sold, that populations are low. And when I presented about this issue of the playground at the board meeting, and that was early October, we asked, what about doing some fundraising and we'll replace the playground? And they came to me in a recess and they said, do you want to go to the trouble of fundraising, buy a playground, and then have us decide that this is extraneous property and we're going to sell it?
So is this one of the schools that is under the review?
Oh,
for
absolutely.
closure?
All of them are.
Oh.
All of them are to be reviewed.
Yeah.
That's what a long-term facilities plan does. They review it and then they decide, well, and I suspect they'll come up with a number around 6 schools that could be closed to save money.
Right.
And then they decide if they want to sell the property. In Vancouver, they've decided not to.
Right.
For a variety of reasons.
Yeah.
And in Richmond, I don't know what they're going to do. And the answer, of course, when we were asked, do you want to go to all that trouble? The answer was no, we don't.
You know, well, I don't know about you, but I would like to see more community people have more of an influence on what our city
Yes.
and our school board
Absolutely.
are doing on our behalf, instead
Absolutely.
of them making decisions what is best for us. Because I feel that I think in many cases we've lost our voice in many ways.
I was a administrator at the end in the Vancouver school system, and one of the things I said was that service to the teachers and the students was the point of being a vice principal.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't to tell them what to do, it was what do you need to.
Right.
They should be doing the same thing here.
Yeah.
Instead of government, and I don't care if it's municipal, provincial, or federal, just doing what they feel is right.
Yeah.
They should be consulting with what do you need, what do you want, what's your direction, and we weren't given that opportunity.